You are about to participate in the most ambitious culinary experiment ever imagined.
This competition is going to test everything.
Adapt quickly to anything. I mean anything. The wildest day of your life starts right now.
All new 24 and 24, Last Chef Standing. Sunday night at 8 on Food Network. Stream on Max.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked, ABCs.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every Bare Naked Lady song from the most recent 2 albums in reverse alphabetical order. This is a job that I love to do, but I'll tell you, just like many jobs, it is odd. And since we first started, I've had 7 different co-hosts. Sometimes it's like herding dragons. I guess you could say I have 7 little monsters, but I love my 7 little monsters. As a matter of fact, I have 2 of them joining me tonight.
I'm still waiting for the worms to change.
Insert monster sound here. Yeah, sorry.
And tonight we are going to do something that we have never done before. These next 2 songs are back-to-back, and since they are so short, and I don't know if I'll have enough to fill a full episode with either one separately, and because a certain someone has specifically requested this, we're going to cover them together in one show.
Who was that?
Hey, when did y'all decide that? Just curious.
It was a suggestion.
Just curious.
It was not a decision. It was a
When
suggestion.
was this suggested?
2 days ago.
Oh, no.
Was it?
What?
Was it 2 days
Maybe
ago?
a day ago.
Was it? Was it today?
It wasn't today.
Okay, well, I saw it today, about an hour ago. And y'all didn't get my consent. And I know you're like, oh, it's just a cute little thing. It's just a little ditty. Well, guess what? Sometimes they write little ditties in weird modes and use borrowed chords. And sometimes it's hard for Aaron to just get on and analyze a song and say, oh, wait, but this isn't diatonic to the scale. Why would they play this chord? Maybe it's not the right mode. Sometimes Aaron needs a little heads up. Sometimes Aaron gets upset and talks in the third person is what I'm saying. I'm not really that.
So I take it the Aaron is a little agitated.
The Aaron. George is getting upset.
We can... Yeah, okay.
The Jimmy.
I did try to give some warning a couple days ago.
Well, things have been a little hectic, So I did not see it. I do have enough probably to say. I can say things. I've listened to them both certainly. So I'm just prepping you. Not necessarily going to be an in-depth breakdown on either of these.
That is totally okay.
Then all's fair in love and war and music.
Is it though?
Well,
Why don't we discuss Odd Job Jack's song first? They Are the Worms. We'll start with that. We'll go in reverse alphabetical
Now,
order.
tell me about Odd Job Jack, because I've not heard of this before. This is a Canadian animation?
Correct. And I think most people in America have not heard about this before. It was on Hulu, back when Hulu was a thing. No, I'm just kidding. Hulu, way back when Hulu first started, actually. It was an adult animated sitcom from Canada. It went from 2003 to 2007. And it starred the famous Canadian TV star Don McCullough. If you don't know who that is, I didn't either. And I didn't recognize any of the names of his shows, but that's because I'm not Canadian and it's not Red Green. So I didn't recognize any of the shows, and I feel horrible.
You know Kids in the Hall.
That's true. I do know Kids in the Hall and Strange Brew, and that's Canadian Bacon. Does that count? So it was a show about one man's misadventures in temporary unemployment.
Oh.
So I think it was there was a TV show here in America that also BNL was connected with, that was called Mike and Gary. That was claymation, and I think it's along the same lines. A new job every single week. Think like Ed's Up, but animated. And it was produced for the Comedy Network in Canada, but it also showed on Adult Swim and Much Music in Latin America, 2x2 in Russia, Hulu in the United States, and Music Plus in the French-speaking Canada. It had 4 seasons and 52 episodes total.
Okay.
Now, the reason that most likely you've never heard of this, it is one of the hardest TV shows and one of the most rare TV shows to get a hold of. Most of the episodes that have been found were only found from the recordings made at the Russian TV shows or Russian TV stations. And they're able to kind of find them, sort of like with Doctor Who, where they pull out the old episodes from when they shipped it to the TV stations and they just never lost it. That's how the few episodes that are found have been found. So one of the weird things about this show, though, is it had its own website, and each episode had its own games done in Flash animation, which are still up on the website. And it also has its own podcast, but that's no longer up. And has video files, and you can actually download the files that they used for the cartoon to create the different characters, so that because they believed in making it so people could use it and have freeware as much as possible. So they made it completely free for people to use these characters from the show in any of the animation. Which is kind of cool, but it's really hard to find.
The animation style kind of looks like a cross between Big Head and or is it Big Head or Big Mouth? I can't remember.
Big Mouth, I think.
Big Mouth. I was like, what's
Big Head might be something else.
Because they have big heads in Big Mouth is what I was thinking, and they have big heads here. So it's like it's somewhere between like Big Mouth and like the King of the Hill. I want to say it's an interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking sort of like BoJack Horseman.
Yeah, similar.
Mixed with a little King of the Hill, mixed with a little Rugrats.
Okay, yeah, I can see the Rugrats connection with the.
Yeah.
Very Flash animation type drawing and cartoon animation.
Hey, Pantheon listeners. Christian Swain here, taking a break from listening to a little Shout It Out Loudcast episode. Love Tom and Zeus talking all things Kiss. Of course, I was listening to them on my new Raycon wireless earbuds. They have quickly become my go-to earbuds because of the comfort. These soft tips are the best I've ever used. And at this price, plus a Pantheon discount, Raycon is really hitting on all marks. Sound quality is great too. I really love having these 3 EQ options because I like more bass in the music, but less in my podcast. 8 hours of playtime for the battery is great as well. Surround sound, noise isolating, and awareness mode are all included. These are great earbuds. Go to buyraycon.com/Pantheon today to get 20% off your Raycom order plus free shipping. That's right. You'll get 20% off and free shipping at buyraycon.com/Pantheon. buyraycon.com/Pantheon.
So this song is the only thing that remains out of that episode. If you haven't heard it before, I'm going to play the entire thing because it's literally only 50 seconds long.
I'm doing that happy dance.
I love the non-auditory video that we're listening to on the podcast.
Okay, thank you for telling me that the audio.
Okay. I thought that was intentional. But that wouldn't make sense, I guess, because why would we not hear it, and that makes it okay for copyright somehow? Like, Your Honor, we broadcast this to dozens of people, I assume. But My two co-hosts could not hear it. Okay, I'll mute.
That's right.
So you're clear.
They're in the slime. Underneath the mud they crawl. In the rain they squirm towards the sun. There are creatures dying. We need to take a stand for worms. Because they can't stand on their own. They are the worms, not merely larvae.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta make these vertebrates, or they go bye-bye. Worms.
Bye-bye, worms.
It's very silly. I would love to know the context for that.
That was one of my notes
What?
as well. I want to know.
Other than We Are the World, like, I don't know
Okay, so
We Are
on
the
this
Worms.
episode, which was called Almost Wormless,
context.
Jack's job that he received
worms.
through the temp agency was to work as a roadie for a 3-day rock festival. The rock festival was called Save the Worms, and it featured a number of acts such as the Chemical Brothers, Bare Naked Ladies, and Jeff Tweedy from Wilco. Now, the only one, I mean, B&L is the only one that are singing the majority part of that. And I think the Chemical Brothers and Jeff Tweedy kind of come in for the chorus, as much as you can call it a chorus, at the end there. I want to know, though, I want to see this whole episode, because I want to know why Bare Naked Ladies are jumping out of the police van in orange jumpsuits with handcuffs on. I want the context.
Yeah, it's missing a lot, isn't it?
My headcanon is this is shortly after the crime that was committed in 1 week is discovered.
Oh.
Yes, the with the cars.
No, not the video. The internet theory that 1 week is about a murder.
Oh, yes. I like that headcanon
Oh,
much
that
better.
thing.
Yes.
It could be the cars, though. Reckless
Car
endangerment.
races. They got caught for drag
Could
racing
be. Could be.
in a car that's not the General Lee because it doesn't have the flag on the
Sliding
top.
over a car hood without a license or being a Duke of Hazzard.
Duke or Duchess.
Yeah, or Duchess. Correct. Good call. Nicely put.
I have to say, I like the line, "We have to take a stand for worms."
Because they can't
because
stand
they
for
can't
themselves.
stand on
Yeah,
their own.
it's true. Makes you think.
That is totally
Makes
a
you
B&L
think.
line.
Does it? Does it really?
All right, so thoughts. What do you guys think about this song?
Well, I am prepared to do a minor breakdown. I know I had
Okay.
I know I had a minor breakdown earlier, but I was intentionally
Facetious.
yes, I was being silly. Yeah, so They Are the Worms was recorded at approximately 86 beats per minute. It does fluctuate. It is in B flat major, and there's really only two sections. We could call it a verse and a chorus, but what I'm going to call the verse or the A changes is B flat to D to C to B flat to E flat to F to B flat to G to F to B flat. And then chorus is B flat to E flat to C to F to B flat. And I can assume, based on the fact this is B flat major, that the D's and the C's are going to be minor. And let's see, probably the G as well. I didn't have a chance because I then was like, oh no, there's a whole nother song. So I jumped onto Seven Little Monsters. But yeah, those are the chords. Color them as you wish. Make an alternate universe cover of this song. But yeah,
No, don't. Please don't.
I felt like it was an alternate universe when I was listening to this song.
yeah,
so.
it's a very strange little
Yeah.
ditty. What did you hear it or did you like see the video at the same time, Bets?
Oh, I had the pleasure of both, yes.
Okay, so yeah, what was your first thought when you saw / heard this?
My very first thought was, what the fuck?
Approach.
Shortly by, is this a spin-off of We Are the World, and like no one's like really seriously singing. It's just this kind of weird, jokey, almost montage or something. It reminded me of King of the Hill, kind of animation-wise too.
Yeah, definitely.
Worms.
Yeah, I don't know. I had kind of like a visceral reaction because I hate worms.
Oh.
Like I'm a textures person, so anything that's like slimy or like Saint Bernard drool or whatever, I can't do like ropey drool.
It probably
slimy.
didn't help any that they start by saying that the worms are in the slime.
Yes, keep saying slime, and you can hear vomit on a podcast. Keep going.
For all those with ASMR issues.
Yeah, it's real gross. So not a fan on many levels.
There are ASMR slime channels that do nothing but slime sounds, so I'm sure that you would love to hear one of those, Bets.
What was that word again?
Look, I'm not going to intentionally try and make Betsy throw up, okay? I'm not that big of a jerk. I'm a minor jerk. Uh-oh. We're tearing the script up. We're going off the rails. We're going off page.
I wish we were on page.
We're never. Wow. Is there even a page?
I meant Stephen
Truthfully.
Page.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He
Stephen,
writes good songs.
We know you. Oh!
Well, I mean, he is on this song.
Did you hear that?
He's on this song, but you goddamn know it's not like there's a gun to his head somewhere. That was my question. Why would they fucking agree to do this? I know they've done animated stuff before, and I know they've dallied in different arenas, but what the hell were they thinking?
I think this is Ed.
It sounded an awful lot like a gauntlet being thrown.
Oh my god. I'm not even gonna put the effort into throwing any gauntlet. Like, this is just weird. Like, why? I need to know the backstory here. I figure there must be one other than like publicity, or they reached out and they can't say no. I don't know.
I think they got approached because this is in the first season of this show. It's it's episode 11. This is just while they're still on their big swing, 2003. So they probably recorded it in 2002. So just before around the time of Everything to Everyone, just came off from Maroon. So my guess is that they were approached to jump in for this. And Rush said no.
In a high-pitched voice. In a falsetto. No, we both do it. It's a piece of shit. All right.
If your main character was named Tom Sawyer, maybe.
I know. That was my reference. So anyway.
Hey, what you say about his company is what you say about society.
I don't have a ton to say about this song. It's very short and very basic, and it's a joke written to take a swing at We Are the World, and that's about it.
I think that's all there is.
What is
a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah. What is there was like a meme a while back about, it was either We Are the World or there was another like Hands Across America. No, that was when everyone was holding hands. There was another song. What was the other big protest song?
There were a few. I know what you mean.
The one that they covered.
Like, do they know it's Christmas? No, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
There was another one, but I think it might have been We Are the World. There was one where like one of the celebrities they had singing was like not quite sure where they were or what was going on. Like, it was very clear.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but someone had a video and they like slowly zoomed in and they're just like looking around like, what is going on? I don't know. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, and I think there's like SNL spoofs on it too.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
for sure.
I want to say it was like Tom Petty or something, but no, maybe it was the guy next
Somebody
to Tom
was high.
Petty.
Yeah.
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Yeah.
We know you listen, Tom. Please come on the show.
Clearly.
Jeez. If there's a rock and roll heaven. Well, at this point, would it be no? There, what's his name from ELO is still alive. I was going to say, would that mean that Traveling Wilburys is up there playing? But no.
Oh,
not yet.
dear.
Jeff Lynne is still around. Jeff Lynne, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Please do.
I want to talk to you about Real Love and Free as a Bird, please. Yeah, unless you guys have anything more to say, like I have nothing more to say about this.
I have something to say. Go ahead.
You can't access this show. There's a couple of episodes online, which I watched one of them, and I was like, I get it, but I've also heard these jokes before.
Well, I have something to say about the Traveling Wilburys is that you neglected to mention that Bob Dylan is still with us, and my goodness, come on.
Is he? Oh my god.
Bob, we know you listen. Please come on the show.
He's preserved in space.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's
Bob
me.
Dylan is like Keith Richards, just without the band.
Tracy, do you have any questions for me?
Why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't talk like that at all. Sorry, I turned into Dana Carvey there for a moment.
doing Bob Dylan.
It was Dana Carvey as Bob Dylan. No, it was Dana as Garth as Bob Dylan. That's what it was.
Wow.
Nuanced.
That is a marketable skill.
One of my favorite commercials of the Super Bowl was people
layered.
doing Christopher Walken to Christopher Walken.
Can't go wrong there.
Wow.
Who's the guy who plays Ted?
No, you don't. Oh, Keanu Reeves?
No. What? What? Oh, that Ted, not that Ted. Bill Hader.
He plays everything.
Bill Hader. Bill
It's
Hader
okay,
does
Tracy. Don't cry.
His face is beet
Tracy's
red.
having a...
Yeah.
I was thinking
down.
Seth MacFarlane, but
Okay, there's a lot of Teds out there. Fair point. Bill Hader does an amazing impression of John Malkovich, and there's a clip out there of him doing it in front of
I've seen that.
in front of John Malkovich, and Malkovich is like, I don't talk anything like that. And he's like, no, you sound exactly like this.
And one of his greatest impressions was a dying tauntaun. Have you heard Bill Hader do that?
I don't believe I have heard that.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, yeah.
Look that up.
one of the best things ever.
You're
And
the
then
Conan.
he does Jabba, and his Jabba is full on perfect.
It's a thing of beauty. Unlike the song. Moving on.
How many fried worms do you give this song?
Ew.
Fried worms? Come on.
Hold on.
Oh my.
For all of our audience, I will edit that out.
Let's ease up on.
Yeah, don't trigger the audience, but trigger the co-host. You asshole.
All right, Ixnay on the Erms way.
So, that will be our rating system, but we're not going to say the rating system.
That's fine. How many worms? Whatever.
I'm avoiding the S word.
Appreciate you, Betsy. The S word? Oh, yeah. Sugar snap peas.
I'm not going to say it.
Good.
Sugar, limes, igloo.
You don't pay me enough for this, Tracy.
How many gastrointestinal distress triggers for Betsy are we rating this song from 1 to 5?
How many gag reflexes?
I like that. How many gag reflexes?
No, it's fine. It makes sense to go with worms, you guys. I can say
Well, why don't we
Yeah.
have Aaron go first?
I mean, it's a song. It's not like How's the Level, where it's like not even a song. So I mean, it's at least one. It's kind of funny and quirky. I like that it's making fun of We Are the World. I was never a big fan of those like huge celebrity glom songs where everyone, it's just kind of cheesy, like faux patriotic, weird, like post Copeland stuff. I love Aaron Copland, but I don't like all the stuff that vaguely gestures at his stuff and is like, we're patriotic, but this is just boring. I give it 2 Ermways.
Okay, Betsy, how about you?
I thought that was a grocery chain for a second. Like Safeway. Ermway.
Go to Ermway.
Irving Safeway. Well, I mean, I can't even say that like they did a good job for what it was because they were just goofing around. So it's not obviously I sound like a broken record. It's not what I come to Bare Naked Ladies for.
Fair.
Said that a lot in the last month.
I mean, it wasn't even like, I mean, I guess technically it was composed. I don't know. It's kind of a piece of shit. It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay.
Tell us how you really feel.
I am not apologizing.
Okay, Betsy's
You can do
got
better.
1,
I'm not
Aaron's got
mad. I'm just disappointed.
I wasn't very impressed either. As a cameo, it works. It's short. It fits into the show. I think it matches the energy that goes with the show. Is it as good as Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place? Absolutely not. That cameo was perfect. And of course, early Ryan Reynolds. Why wouldn't you want to see that episode? I could watch that cameo over and over again. They're written into the show. It is like the gags, the music all through it, hilarious. It fits their humor. But I digress. What I'm trying to say is that this fits the bill of like a Adult Swim type TV show where it's a quick joke. It's almost a Family Guy kind of joke. It doesn't stand out. It's not, unless I got the full episode.
If I had some context, it might be funnier, but it's just kind of weird. Nothing's wrong with weird, but
I'm going to give this one a 2.
All right. 2 crew represent.
Number 2.
So now let's talk about some mobsters.
2 2s and a 1.
It's pretty bad.
Talking about mobsters and lobsters?
That's 2 guys, a girl, and 2 pizza places? Never mind.
Hey, Pantheon listeners, Christian Swain here. Another day, another podcast I'm working on. This time, it's Famous and Gravy with Amit and Michael. I want to let you know that I loved the Factor Meals package so much that I re-upped for myself, and then I sent a package to my in-laws. Like I was with my first shipment from Factor Meals, the in-laws were as excited to try one of the prepared restaurant quality meals. Well, they got the shipment to Protein Plus meal plan and were very impressed. See, being in their 80s, anything to make the meal prep easy is a plus for them. They heated the oven per instructions and minutes later were enjoying a very delicious, nutritious, and dietitian-approved meal. One big win for me. But what really floored them was the taste. Like I told you, it's surprising how good these meals taste. Restaurant quality indeed. And like my own shipment, it really was everything Factor Meals said it would be for some seniors. No prep, no mess meals. Factor Meals are 100% ready to heat and eat. Take it from me and my in-laws. Head to factormeals.com/Pantheon50 and use the code Pantheon50 to get 50% off. That's factormeals.com/Pantheon50 and use the code Pantheon50 to get 50% off. Thank you, Factor Meals.
Let's talk about 7 Little Monsters.
Monsters.
Now, this is also a animated TV show, but this one is Canadian show for children. It ran from September 2000 to September 2003. And the interesting thing is B&L recorded their part between September and October of 1999, according to Patrick Lemieux's book. It was based on the book series created by Maurice Sendak in 1977. And it was about a family of 7 monsters and their mother. The book series was originally created as a skit for Sesame Street in 1971. And I was able to find that original short.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 5.
I object, those are not little monsters.
Hey, you don't know the size of monsters.
I don't know the size of the house. It could be a really tiny house.
Or monsters just could be big in comparison.
And really tiny trees. I guess that's true.
Goes up. Goes down.
Hey, he drank Red Bull. This kind of looks like the Red Bull commercials, actually.
Ew.
Oh, it kind of looks like where the wild things are, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
6 sleeps late, but not in bed.
No, he's got diabetes.
7 just screws up his head.
Too much Red Bull.
Yeah. He's got narcolepsy. He's got
Trouble.
Don't get your head in a twist.
Danlos. Yeah, he's got popping up his head there. Too flexible. And they have a TARDIS for a house. Got it.
Yeah, it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
The house is a monster, so there's 8 monsters.
Noses. Vaguely
I think
familiar
they're all
yet unsettling.
I'll be honest, I kind of like that better than the one we're reviewing. It's weird. It's weird enough that it's like intentionally running out there with the weirdness. I like those old animated.
Here's the song that we will be reviewing for this week, which is the theme song for this show.
7 little monsters, 7 little monsters, 7 little monsters. They cause trouble, there they go. There they go. Hey! 7 little monsters, 7 little monsters, 7 little monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 little monsters. Hey!
Their house got bigger.
Yeah. You might say it's a fuller house.
Yeah. So you said during that it reminded you a little bit of Where the Wild Things Are.
Indeed.
And the reason is because Maurice Sendak was the person who was the author and artist of Where the Wild Things Are.
I knew I liked it. For a reason.
He made that in 1963.
That's cool. Damn.
And here's the thing. His books were famous and then didn't do anything for him for like a long time because they didn't make this TV show until 20-something years, 30 years after it had come out. And the Where the Wild Things Are didn't make him any money as a movie until
Spike Jonze.
Almost 50 years after it come out. So
Wow.
Isn't that the way? It's so sad.
he's nearly on his deathbed and he's like, they made a movie of it.
At least he got to. If he got to see it, I didn't know that. That's good. Like at least he got to see.
I don't know.
This
I didn't check that.
Oh. Well, way to get my hopes up, Tracy. Like Lucy with the football over here. Now I need to know now.
So yeah, it's a very simple kids show that focuses on 7 monsters that each are named a different number from 1 to 7 and have unique physical characteristics. And Colin Mockery is one of the voices.
Really?
He voices
Okay.
Monster number 2.
This just went from a check to a check plus.
And Sean Cullen is the voice of 3 other monsters. He's number 4, 5, and 7. That's the only names on here that I recognize.
You know why all the other monsters are afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Better than this.
No, I'm not.
And so I looked up online where, like, what if you look at what the breakdown is of each of the episodes, it's what you would see from kids' television programming. Oh, the monsters go into town. Oh, mom needs some help with cooking dinner. Oh, like it is like
Oh,
baseline.
tensions are heightening between the U.S. and the USSR. You know, simple kid stuff.
Same formula.
Same old, same old.
So you were saying that this is a complicated song.
I mean, it's not. First of all, I was mostly joking, but it was surprisingly kind of interesting because as I was listening to this song, I mean, right away I noticed the klezmer feel, right? You know, I even was like, oh, that sounds kind of Mr. Bungle-ish, but that's only because Mr. Bungle had a lot of klezmer influences on a few of their particular songs. Well, you got the accordion, you got the frenetic pace, you got the like vocals and stuff like that. It's very klezmer influenced, and as a result, klezmer tends to use this weird like specific mode that's not quite one thing, it's not quite another. And at first, they tend to be like it tends to use like variant modes of like melodic minor, or sorry, not melodic minor, harmonic minor. Melodic minor is the one that changes whether you're ascending or descending. Harmonic minor is essentially it's the minor scale or Aeolian with a sharp 7. So it's minor scale, but it has a major 7, which I love. It's a great sound. If you hear the quote unquote Middle Eastern sound, you know, that kind of thing, when you're trying to imply that kind of, it has like an air of mystery about it. It's a very, very pretty scale, but it's not actually harmonic minor. This is the closest thing I could find is D Phrygian. I'm going to go ahead and say it is D Phrygian, but I think they probably have some borrowed notes or passing tones or whatever as well. So there are some things that are non-diatonic to D Phrygian. What were you saying? Sorry, you said boom.
No, I said burr. Cold.
Oh, burr. It's Phrygian in here.
Yeah.
Total silence from Betsy. Anyways, and that was
She's
that
like,
was
you're hurting me with your puns.
Honestly, that was better than the 789.
At least the 789 was a BNL reference.
I didn't even think about that. I was just doing a dad joke thing. But anyways, so yeah, D Phrygian kind of sorta. It might be like you know, you hear something like a flat 2 and a dominant 7, right? So I would have expected it to be a little closer to harmonic minor, but yeah, it seems to be like D Phrygian, and the A section, which is 7 Little Monsters, is D minor to C, D minor to C, and then B, where they go into the is D minor up to E flat, which is your flat 2, back to D minor, and then down to C minor. And then the bridge, what I have written here is bridge, C in parentheses to designate it as these C changes. And
is
then,
that where they actually sing the one line that isn't 7 Little Monsters?
Yeah, and my notes there are nothing, because then it was 2 minutes after when we were supposed to start the episode, and I had people saying, "Hey, Aaron, where are you?" And that's why I was like, "Hey,
I have
what's
one note?"
Yeah, what's that?
It sounds like Steven had nothing to do and he's just bored, and so he starts repeating lines and just moaning in the background for no reason. Oh. And then he starts repeating whatever line Kevin's singing.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely sound like they're having fun on this. You know, they're just kind of playing around, but it is a pretty decent tune. It is an interesting tune. Like I said, it does kind of more melodically and harmonically than I would have expected from just like a little simple ditty opening a kids show. And it is still simple in a lot of ways, but it has some interesting ideas at work.
They tend to like to do that. Like, hey, we have this simple little thing. Let's not make it simple. Let's play around.
Let's overly complicate this. But no, I think it makes for something that's kind of interesting. And I kind of like it. I mean, it's not like, you know, I would be a little surprised if I were like one day we're like, hey, I really want to hear the theme song to 7 Little Monsters. But having said that, I do think it's better than We Are the Worms or They Are the Worms. Sorry.
I think Kevin wrote this.
Yeah, it sounds very Kevin-y.
It sounds Kevin-y. It's complicated, not like extremely, but it's complicated, going into some really odd roots, and it's also it repeats the same line over and over again, which that's a Kevin thing. Like, let's see how many times I can say the same phrase.
Do you concur, Betsy?
I mostly concur. I like the kind of Zydeco feel to it.
Yeah,
I thought it was Zydeco, maybe not. I mean, it's always good when you can get like a Stephen operatic singing, even if it's a spoof. And yeah, I like that Kevin took over on the vocals because that makes sense because he's very, well, kids just love him. He's got it's just the right tone for the song. And yeah, it just lends itself well. But other than that, I mean, it's not gonna blow my mind or anything, but it's okay.
I mean, this song is repetitive, to say the least.
Tis.
But at the same time, like what cartoon for a kids show isn't?
Good point.
I mean, it's no Gilligan's Island.
It's what it's supposed to be, right? It serves the function.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the name of the show? 7 Little Monsters.
Yep.
It definitely does get stuck in your head.
You won't. Yeah, exactly.
That is the problem. Because I can't say that I went around most of today humming it at school. And then really getting angry with myself for doing so.
But it works. It's effective.
So, I don't have much more to add because there's not much to say about the
not
song.
about
It's very simple.
A Gulf War or
they go around causing trouble.
Political statement or...
No.
Yeah,
Then Saddam attacked with chemical weapons.
Leaving their husband or wife. No one's on the road touring and getting old. Oh, whoops. Oh, fuck. Oh, I just dropped a bunch of
Betsy.
stuff.
Hey, it's no next week's song.
Yep.
What's next week's song?
So, Aaron, you're going to have a really easy time next week.
You say that.
With I am... Aaron, I can break down next week's song.
How's the level 2?
It could be.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
No, next week's song is, I think, probably the most simplistic song that BNL has ever written, including How's the Level. It has two chords.
I mean, that's technically... Well, okay, you're right. Okay.
And it's a 6-minute song based off from 2 bars.
What?
That's torture.
Now I'm very curious.
If I'm correct, you can tell me next week if I'm wrong. It is a 2-bar song that goes 6 minutes long.
A 2-bar song or 2 chord song?
2 bar. 2 bar and 2 chord.
So
1 bar for each chord.
So it's like half a beat per minute?
I think...
You just wait.
Yeah.
It's like an experimental song?
You
John
just
Cage?
wait. It is the most monotonous song I've ever
So you love it.
heard.
Great. Excellent. Yeah.
You're really selling this hard, man.
But next week you'll see the tower for what it is.
Okay.
And it's not Never-Ending Story. It's See the Tower.
Well, now I just want to listen to the Never-Ending Story theme song.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do that first, and then listen to the other one.
Look at what you see.
Hey folks, Stefan Shirazi and Renee Richardson here from the Metallica Report.
And we are proud members of the Pantheon podcast family, where the best of music and podcasts unite.
We've got something pretty cool for you. We're giving away an exclusive Metallica merch package worth over $250.
That's a whole lot of Scary Guys, skulls, M72, and other sought-after Metallica swag. And we've made it easy for you to win. Follow and share the Metallica Report, and you're in the game. Go to pantheonpodcast.com/Metallica, enter your email, and hit that button to be entered to win.
And just like that, you're eligible for our monthly exclusive Metallica merch package.
And guess what, rockers? You can enter every month, so just do it. And while we love our global brothers and sisters, the lawyers won't let us ship outside the U.S.
Why don't we put some numbers to this week's song though?
Sure.
How many monsters do you give this song, Aaron?
I mean, like I said, I like it better than They Are the Worms. It's not, it's not a bad song. It's not a very great song. It's just, I'll give it points for being earwormy and kind of catchy, and I'll give it points for, sorry, Betsy. I wasn't even thinking about it.
You practiced extinction, and an extinction has happened. I'm not even reacting anymore. It's cool.
Oh, dear. But no, for real. It is catchy. It gets points for catchiness, points for kind of being a little interesting. It's in D Phrygian, kind of, sort of. It's kind of klezmery. I would give it 2.5 monsters.
2.5 monsters. Okay. What about you, Betsy?
Yeah, it's not going to be obviously very high for me because it's not. I mean, you don't put on Bare Naked Ladies to listen to this.
Yeah, true.
But
true that.
clearly it did its job because Tracy can't get it out of his head. So, yeah, no, I like the klezmery, and I like the Kevin's voice on it. But it's really not anything that I'd ever listen to again. So I guess I'd give it just 2 even. Mom.
2 monsters. Not bad.
Okay.
Respectable. For what it is, I think that's pretty fair.
And I'll say that along the lines of Sonata Parabombachas for the Royal Canadian Air Force, it's simple, it's short, it's bouncy. I think that it works for what it's supposed to do. Most cartoon theme songs are bouncy with very little exposition. I mean, even theme songs for adult shows like Knight Rider are very, very soft on exposition.
Thank you.
They're there to catch you and pull you in.
Yeah.
And I would say that does what it's supposed to do. Especially, it's written for a very young age, and so you're not going to have a ton of words to it. Like, the idea is just to catch them. I will say I don't like it though.
Gotta catch them all.
I was really horrified with how many times I had to listen to it this week. I'm glad that this was only a 1-minute song. I'm gonna give it a 2.3.
Okay.
Almost said 2.5.
Let me just drink my Haterade over here. Hold on.
On both songs.
Yum. It's delicious Haterade. Oh, she's got double fist in the Haterade.
How is it up in that ivory tower up there, Betsy?
Sick, never-ending story reference, bruh.
It's good. I'm hydrated, so that's good. With the extra height, you have to keep an eye on your hydration level. So the Haterade keeps
Aaron,
me healthy.
You see the tower?
True.
Yeah.
Very dry air up there. Oh.
You're saying it like when you need to ask a dog if he wants to go for a ride. Aaron, see the tower? You see the tower? You see the tower?
See the tower? See the tower? See the keys? See the keys? See the keys? Let me dangle my keys in front of you.
He's actually expired.
Uh-oh. Breathe deep, Tracy.
Love you, Tracy.
Hey.
You're so easy to get a rise out of.
He's like,
You try to find a way to work in "see the tower" into a phrase.
Hey, baby, I want to come over to my place and see the tower.
Feeling today? Yeah, you see the tower? That's how I'm feeling.
I didn't say it was a pickup line.
Come over, love. Have a bit. You'll see the tower. I said, know what I mean? Know what I mean? Say no more.
Wink, when not judge. Say no more.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Oh, if you haven't gotten in trouble by now, you're fine. FCC hasn't caught up with you yet.
Well, thank you guys for joining me for this. I don't know if I'd say
very interesting episode.
Sure, we'll call it that.
It certainly was an episode. It was one of the episodes ever.
It was one of the episodes of this year.
I had an episode listening to these songs. It's
that's fair.
You got it done and out of the way, Betsy.
Oh, it's over and done with, as the Proclaimers say. Over and done with.
You will never have to listen to these songs ever again.
You could walk 500 miles and 500 more and never have to hear these songs again.
I plan on exercising that right of never listening to them ever again. Unless Kevin Hearn comes to my house and sings it to me, I will never listen to it ever again.
I was going to say, you'd be okay with that,
open
right?
invitation for any of the band to just come over and start singing, but...
Sing Seven Little Monsters.
Or, a better song.
I'll still cringe, but I'll tolerate it.
Sing How's the Level.
Yeah. Any other song?
Well, have a great night, you guys.
Careful what you wish for. Always nice to talk to you both. Have a great night.
You too.
And see you next time.
Boy.
Boy.
Thanks, that was fun. Don't forget, no regrets, except maybe